Hello, 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 everybody, and welcome to another episode of Let's Talk About It.
Yes.
So, I am Ariel, and I am joined with the beautiful.
Vanessa.
Yes, so we're going to just jump right into the service today. We had a time in worship this morning.
Oh, yes.
We had a time in worship this morning. I did not go to the 8:30 service. We have
Okay.
two services, 8:30 and 11:15.
Yes.
Woman of God, was you double dipping today?
Yes, I would double
Okay,
dip
so
it.
the woman of God double dip. I was only here for the 11:15 service, but my God, it was a beautiful service.
It was excellent. The whole new series this month is excellent.
Yes.
And let's talk about it.
Yes, let's talk about
talk
it.
about
So
it.
we are in part 1 of the underdevelopment series. And today our message title was "He's Muscling Me
Yes.
Up." How you feel about that, Evangelist?
I loved it.
I loved it too.
loved it.
It was and it was very timely because overall, like Pastor was just talking about how God is building us up. And last week he talked about like muscle memory. And so this week he's basically trying to get us on one accord to
Right,
where
right,
God is
right.
trying to build us up
Build
as a
us,
body so that we can
right.
be fit for the assignment.
Absolutely. And I love he gave these three discovering when he started talking about the gifts and the purpose for the gifts and for those who think that their gifts is just for them and mine, we call it my gift, my gift, my gift.
Yes.
But it belongs to God. And he
Yes.
gives it to us to bring glory to him
That's
in the
right.
earth.
That's
but
right.
but the thing about gifts a lot, and I love that he brought out the fact that a lot of people don't know what their gifts are.
That's
You'll be
good.
surprised folks been in the church 5, 10, 15, 20 years and never discover that. And that's a part of knowing your gift,
Yes.
discovering what your gift, what grace gift that God give you.
Yes.
Discovering your gift, developing your gifts, and then deploying your gifts.
that's good.
And there's a lot in those 3Ds, the 3Ds that. So we always wanted someone to take us or to, come, show me,
Sure.
And I learned this a long time ago. I heard a pastor say, we can't wait for somebody to tell us what our gifts are.
Yes.
We have to know, and then you can really only know if you're in true relationship with God.
Yes.
You can't say you're in relationship with God and then say, well, he's never told me what my gifts were.
That's right.
And then you're wanting somebody else to tell you.
Yep.
They can tell you you're supposed to, be, whatever.
Right.
They can tell you anything, but that's not what God said. So,
Right.
and I think when you build that relationship with God, first you got to know they are spiritual gifts. So
Yes,
you got to
gotta
be
have
in the
the spirit.
spirit.
That's right.
So if you are not in the spirit, it's going to be hard to know what the spirit is
Yes,
saying.
yes.
So once you're in the spirit, you are part of the spirit of God, of that family, the royal family. Then you're able to hear what the spirit has to say, and then you're able to, oh yeah, God, because one of my gifts. And a lot of my gifts, most of us have more than one gift.
Sure.
But the thing is, once you know what it is, then you are responsible for it. We are responsible for fine-tuning it, reading about it, praying about it, and letting God develop it. Because God the one that does the developing if we avail ourselves to
That's
him.
right, that's right.
Ask God. Ask God, ask God how to perfect, because he's the one that's perfecting what we do, and he's given us the grace to do it.
Right.
But we are the ones responsible for being able to hear what the Spirit is saying, and a lot of things. I saw Pastor do this about we hearing. But a lot of times we're not seeing. And then
that's right.
we're not seeing because we're trying to see it in the natural. And we're not, this is spiritual. All that we're doing is spiritual.
That's true.
And if you don't have a spiritual eye, you're not going to see. And if you don't have a spiritual ear, you're not going to be able to hear.
That's right. That's good. That's good. And I love that. And even when he said you can't prepare during war,
Right.
that really
Oh,
stuck.
I love
that
that. I
really
love
stuck. When he
it.
said you can't prepare
Yes.
during war, because I do feel
Yes.
like a lot of the times we kind of forsake the process of being muscled up. And he specifically spoke to when you're going through life and your life is fine, like your bills are paid. He spoke to like maybe you could go hear this message and go out to eat. You go home to a nice house and everything is fine. But a lot of the times, like, we're not maximizing. You always speak to that. We're not maximizing our current seasons, and sometimes we're deceived because the enemy will kind of have us kind of just like sitting inside and basking inside of that comfort zone, and then it's like whole time we supposed to be storing up for winter. We're supposed to be storing up for winter, and when he said you can't prepare during war, I was like, oh, that's good. That's good, because a lot of the times it's like we've only prepared for good times. We haven't prepared for hard times. So when hard times come, now we trying to prepare. It's like lights off now. Ain't nothing to do. Not lights off. We looking at each other in the dark.
I love it. I love it. And then I remember when he did the teaching on the armor, and we had a teaching on the God's armor for us, and oftentimes we try to go to battles without being properly armed.
Right.
We'll go with because we didn't prepare, we are not able to win.
Right.
We won't win if we don't prepare.
That's right.
We just kind of going by the seat of our pants. We just, okay, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I don't know what position am I supposed to be. That's like Pastor was teaching today about, you in battle now, and now you don't know what to do. You don't know what's the strategy.
Yep.
That's not how you go to battle.
That's
God give us the strategy before the battle so that
we can be ready.
Yeah, so you can be ready so that when stuff comes, sometimes stuff come up. It may be unexpected. It may be. It's some unexpected things happen. Even just life happening.
Yes.
Life just not going to start happening.
Yes.
And then one day, one thing will happen that will shake your very core.
Yes.
But because you've already been God has already prepared you. You're already ready. You're ready.
Yes.
Then you'll know how to handle it without falling apart.
That's good.
And that comes with training and more training and development, process after process. The man of God was sharing, you can't expect the teacher to talk you through the test.
That's right.
Sometimes he said it was a whole year before God gave him the answer on his question. Why was that happening to him? Why was this happening? What did I do so bad that this is happening? And then he didn't get an answer for a year.
Yes.
And then when God gave him the answer, it was still 12 years before breakthrough came through.
Right.
And it was progressive. And a lot of things that happen, I believe, some are instantaneous, but some of them are progressive.
Yes.
Progressive healing, progressive deliverance, because you got to walk it out. Now you got to walk it out. Okay, you say you trust me when you were doing all that you do, and everything was going wonderful. You had freezer full, car running good, everything is good, and then bam. Everything, the ceiling falls.
Yep.
And now you're faced with what? You're faced with trying to, what's going on? Well, I don't understand. I was doing this right. I was doing that right. I just don't understand. Instead of, I think of Job and how the enemy was going to and fro, seeking whom he may devour. Yeah. And then here comes, God says, have you considered my servant Job?
Yes.
He had everything.
Yep.
And then he lost everything.
Yep.
He just had he had his God.
That's right.
Because sometimes God have to remove all of the comfort.
Right.
The what makes everything's all good. Sometimes that's taken away.
Right.
And then where are we then?
That's true.
That's a scary place.
Yes.
That's
I
a
agree.
scary place to be when it's just you. Now it's just you and God.
Yes.
And then what do you do with God then?
Yes, that's so true. And it's like you don't know when God or if God will recommend you for the test.
Right.
Even with Job, I mean, he was like I said, wasn't prepared for the hard times. He was only prepared for
It was good.
the luxury life that he'd been in. And
Right.
he had his seasons where he was serving and everything, but ain't nothing like, hard times and trials. And I think that we just have to do a better job at praying for God to prepare our hearts.
Amen.
For
Amen.
God to prepare
and
our hearts.
maximize. It doesn't matter what the season is. Maximize. This is so, and I love this here. This is what I love about what I say. I first have to be a partaker of it.
Right.
When pastor gets up teaching and preaching, he first have to be a partaker. So he's telling us, now, you got to be a partaker of what you say. We can say what we want out of our mouth.
Right.
But the real test comes when I got to put up or shut up.
Yep. That's true.
I got to, when no praise team around, there's no preacher around, it's just me and God.
Yep.
Me and God and Fifi.
Yeah, you see what you're really made of.
So now it's, what do I do now?
Yep.
What do I do? So it's important to maximize every season. I don't care what kind of season you're in. Even now, the Lord has given me this season that I'm in is a season of silence, and silence isn't always something that feels good, because sometimes you gotta not say nothing when you know you think you need to say something.
Sure.
And so it's been a challenge sometimes to not say nothing, but for the strategy for what I need in this season, that's why when we're faced with a season, it doesn't matter what's going on in the season, make sure we maximize it. Get everything. Okay, God, I want to get everything I can out of this silence period. Yes. I want to get everything out of where I'm at right now. If it's a season where you're teaching me patience, if you're teaching me how to long suffer, if you're teaching me, you want me to love more, you want me to give more, whatever the season is, maximize it.
Yes.
So that you don't have to take the test over again.
Yes.
Not this one anyway. You're going to have to take some other tests, but maybe not this one.
Yes.
So I just think this whole series, Under Development, that we're all under development. God is trying to grow us up all the way.
Yes.
Not children playing grown-ups.
Yes.
Because children like to play grown-up, but they can't handle the responsibility that comes with what an adult have to endure. They can't go pay bills. They can't go to work. They can't do that. But we as adults, we are going to be held accountable.
Sure.
We'll never be able to stand before God and say, well, I didn't know that. I never heard this before. Right. And I got this visual of God. He doing a playback. He rolled back the tape. Yeah. And remember when on this day, that came across the pulpit, and what did you do with it? We are going to be without excuse.
That's so
There's
true.
not going to be any excuse for why she did it, and she was the reason why I didn't move forward, because she didn't ever speak to me. She never recognized me. And I used to do this, and I did, and you... No. Let God be God, and watch we get God results when we let him be God.
Sure, I agree.
Let God be God. Let God be God.
Yes, so he's muscling me up. We're so excited about what God is doing here at Truth and Love Ministries. Amen. We just bless God, even for what he's doing in Pastor Cobie, because I genuinely feel like if you're here and you're invested and you're involved, you can see the shift. You can see the direction that he's headed in.
Absolutely.
And I just pray that same level of humility and servanthood just comes forth in the next level, because we're in a year of fulfillment. So we extend an invitation to you all. If you're new watching, welcome to Truth and Love Ministries. Hey, y'all. We have 2 services, one at 8:30 a.m., one at 11:15 a.m. We have our Thursdays Through the Word every Thursday at noon. We also have a powerful and a dynamic worship experience on the first Wednesday of every single month. Please join us at any one of those services. Tune in to us on the radio. We everywhere out here in these streets. We everywhere. We're trying to give you the truth and love, and we can't wait to see you. Here comes the church.